Japan's central bank has taken its boldest action yet to lift the country's struggling economy. The Bank of Japan has doubled its inflation target and taken on an open-ended commitment to buy assets. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's government has been pushing for a plan to kickstart Japan's economy, which is the third largest in the world.
Well, that move was widely expected, but markets were a bit surprised by an open-ended asset buying programme. Well, the bank also lifted its growth forecast for the country's economy in the fiscal year starting in March. A glimmer of positive news as the country struggles to cement a recovery. Well, the Bank of Japan said it now expects Japan's gross domestic product to expand by 2.3% in the year ending in March 2014. That's up from an earlier 1.6% forecast.
First of all, we'll just back up just half a step. You have to keep in mind that Shinzo Abe basically staked his entire campaign on getting Japan to snap out of what many have called these lost 2 decades, this stagnant economy here in Japan. The country is in a mild recession once again. About 2/3 of the voters here in Japan put that as the top issue. And basically, he had been applying pressure to the Bank of Japan to set an inflation target of 2%. That obviously did rank some people in some ways, because obviously politicians stepping over the line with the policy board makers from the central bank. But today we had the first meeting, and today the Bank of Japan did in fact move and did in fact set that 2% inflation target. At the same time, they opened the door to monetary easing, the thinking being pumping more money into this economy to make sure that somebody is spending, to make sure that the money is moving through this economy. And as you know, Rosemary, as we've seen in recent weeks, since Shinzo Abe, since it became clear that he would become Japan's next prime minister, the yen has fallen off significantly against the U.S. dollar, falling from about the 78 mark. Today, it traded around the 89 mark. As for the markets here in Japan, they were down slightly, but it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the coming months, because come in April, Rosemary, it is likely that the Bank of Japan will have a new governor, and it'll be interesting to see how that person handles this whole issue in terms of monetary easing. But just one little note to make on this in terms of this falling yen, Rosemary, it's a point we make often. For each point the yen falls against the U.S. dollar, how much does it help the big Japanese corporations here in this country? Well, for each point the yen falls against the dollar, it helps Toyota's bottom line by about $375 million.